Ironclad was developed by Starwarsnut77-Star Wars and released only in Japan and only for the Neo Geo CD system, so it is a very unusual title. There are 3 vehicles in the game. Each vehicle has its own speed and shot power capabilities that are different and unique. But what makes this shooter so unique for the Neo Geo and for any shooter that I've played are that there's 14 stages, and when you complete a stage, it's very similar to Outrun by Sega. You have to select your next stage. And you have to complete 6 stages in order to beat the game. So technically, you can beat the game on 6 stages, play it again, and play 6 completely new stages. What's also unique about this game is you have this ball that floats around, and you can't really control where the ball goes. It does follow you, and it can shoot up and down, but you can push B and connect with it as I'm doing here, and you have a super shot. You can also hold down your shot button, and when doing that, you have to hold down for a couple of seconds, and again, you get another super shot. But I don't like the controls in the sense that you have to continue tapping the fire button, the A button, in order to fire. And I found after a while, my finger ended up getting really, really tired. I wish you could just hold it down. It'd be a lot easier. There is some lag at times in this game, just because there's so much going on, and the Neo Geo just can't really necessarily handle it, unfortunately. And very similar to Sonic, when you get hit, you lose your power-ups, which is another interesting dynamic about this game. There are power-ups, and you get different levels. And as you get more levels, as you can imagine, your weapon gets stronger. But there are very few power-ups within Ironclad. And I found by beating it, I didn't even get to level 2, for example, because there's very few power-ups available. As I mentioned before, Ironclad was only released for the Neo Geo CD. However, I'm playing this on the Neo Geo MVS. And how that's possible is that Nintendo released Ironclad for the Virtual Console on the Wii in 2010. And some hackers actually found a way to get the ROM, and they discovered that the ROM for the Virtual Console was identical to the CD, so they actually were able to port this to an MVS cart, which is very clever. It's something good that actually hackers were able to do, and the reason why it's beneficial to play on the MVS compared to a Neo Geo CD system are the load times. The load times on the CD, Neo Geo CD, can be very, very long, and a lot of people complain about it, where you don't get that with the MVS cart. SNK stopped supporting Neo Geo CD games in 1997, so this came out in 1996, so it's one of the fewer games that came out later on in the lifetime of the Neo Geo CD. However, SNK did support the Neo Geo AES and MVS games up until 2004, which actually makes it the second longest supported console, only behind the Atari 2600. Overall, I'd say Ironclad is a decent game. The graphics are good. The music really fits the mood of the game very well. I really like the pre-rendered backgrounds. It kind of reminds me of 1942 meets R-Type. So if you like either of those shoot 'em ups, I think you'd really like and enjoy this game. Although there are some downfalls, the difficulty is almost frustratingly hard. There's not enough power-ups in the game. The controls, I wish you could hold down the fire button rather than just keep tapping, because fingers do get tired. But with all that aside, I do recommend checking this out if you're a big fan of the shooting, the shmup genre. I'm curious, what are some of your favorite shoot 'em ups, and what are some of your favorite Neo Geo games? Post comment below. Appreciate it for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care.